Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing Blues to Red Sun by Kyuss. It's from 1992, and I think it's kind of argued to be their best album, either that or Welcome to Sky Valley. But it's the first Kyuss album I've listened to anyway. I kind of got recommended it a lot as I listened to a lot of the Queens of the Stone Age. So this is kind of like the band that like Josh was in before Queens of the Stone Age. So it kind of makes sense to listen to this. It's kind of like a prequel. If you want to look at it like that. So yeah, this is 1992. I'm not sure if it was their first album or not, but anyway, I'm just going to get into it. So the songs I knew beforehand were Green Machine, and I think I'd heard Thumb a couple times, and that was it. So yeah, the first impressions. I mean, well, the two songs I knew were the first two, so it was a good start. And something they tend to do a lot is put like their biggest song as the second song, and it's just seems to work pretty well. And then it goes into Molten Universe, which is a pretty cool. I think it's an instrumental. There's a lot of instrumental tracks on this album, and it has a very distinct sound. It has a very kind of like the guitar has like a very like throaty kind of like very neck pickup kind of sound, very like mid-range heavy. I'm not sure how to describe it. Like throaty seems to be the word for that, very neck pickup sounding, whatever that means. And then the bass has like a very, very like punchy, like distinct sound, which I can't describe. It's kind of almost muddy, but it really like the bass. They have the bass super loud in these songs, and the vocals. I'm not like a huge fan of the vocal sound or the lyrics really. I more listen to this for the guitar, although there, I'm not saying like the melodies are good, but I think it's more like the vocal like timbre, if that's the right way to pronounce it. So yeah, anyway, going into 50 Million Year Trip, I believe I can't remember if that was had vocals in it or not. A lot of these Thong Song was a cool one. It was like that one was the more I appreciate for the guitar. Very, very cool guitar sound and that. So basically most of these I kind of have cool guitar sounds, cool bass. And then my favourite track I'd probably say would be Capsize, and that's just a complete like instrumental, but it's like it's a lot lighter. It's a lot. I think there's almost some acoustic guitar in there. I'm not sure, but it's quite like different to the rest of the album, and I think that contrast is why I enjoy it so much. So yeah, for me to describe this album to someone who's never heard it before, it's kind of like, imagine if you lived in the desert all your life and made some music. And you tried to make grunge music, that's it. So it's basically grunge if it was made in the desert. That's definitely how it sounds. And it's very kind of, it's almost slow. Like the songs aren't super fast paced, but they're still quite heavy. So that's kind of how I'd describe it. So yeah, overall rating. I mean, I'm not immediately sure what I want to say. Like, I don't want to give it really more than 9 because I didn't enjoy it like a lot because I felt like the songwriting was kind of like not there as much, but I'll give it an 8. I think it had cool sounds, but I just wasn't a big fan of the songwriting. So 8 out of 10. That's Blue to the Red Sun. Let me know if you have any recommendations for more albums.